Rolling. We are live, gentlemen.
I'm getting a commercial. Hold on.
Mute it.
For real, man.
What's up, everybody?
What up?
Yeah. I see it.
Who's gonna do a let's make Cinematic do our intro this week since he's been gone for so long.
Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that, so
I never let people know until we start.
Bitches. We will be discussing random shit that we don't even know what we'll be discussing. So grab onto your jock straps and let's go, boys and girls.
Hold on to your nutsacks.
Nice.
If you don't have nuts, play with your what do they call that? The boat? Yeah, play with the boat. Whatever.
All right, I'm tweeting this out. Everybody can retweet if they want.
Can you hear any of that background stuff? Am I?
Yep.
Yep. You can hear every last little bit of it.
Sorry. How about now? No?
No.
All right, good.
Sounds good.
I still hear it a little bit, but it's way, way better. Sorry. Distracted on my cell phone. Writing my final research paper ever right now and doing a live stream at the same time. Multitasking, baby.
Yeah.
What's your research paper on?
Consulting a local business. He's got a startup social network / restaurant review site, and he needs business strategy, he needs a business model, understanding of revenue streams, propensity to spend and advertise, that sort of stuff. And we're trying to, we got the numbers, we're just trying to crank it all out into one workable formula.
Could you tell us that in English, Drifter?
That was the easy way.
That's perfect English.
Well,
I understood 1% of that, but it's okay.
Sorry. School are boring stuff, you know.
Oh man, school's awesome.
All right, so
Are you done typing?
I'm not. So just get into something.
Who are you typing to?
I'm just sending out massive amounts of tweeters.
His
Oh.
other women, his like side things that he does.
Yeah, you know how we get down.
Yeah, he looks like Paul Walker, so he has like random girls approaching him all the time.
Dude, you and this Paul Walker thing, this is never gonna end, is it?
No, I don't think he looks like Paul Walker. You look like a cleaned up version of Skinny Pete from Breaking Bad.
Oh my God, that's the first time I've heard that.
Wow, that's a different one.
Then again, I'm only seeing you in this very tiny little window. You're actually not popping up when you talk, which is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Probably because I'm hosting. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. That's all good though. Hey, so somebody that's looking at the stream, tell me if my name is backwards in the stream.
Yes it is.
I told you.
It's alright. You'll be alright. You'll be alright.
Okay.
He
People can
didn't-
read backwards.
he
It's not
didn't-
such a big deal.
Whoever said the stupid thing, what is that? The stupid comment already. Calm it down. We didn't shoot Drifter down. We like Drifter. God, kids. I love kids.
I've known Drifter for a long, long time. We haven't actually been like talking or hanging out for some months now, but how long have we known each other, Drifter? Probably about 2.5 years.
I was gonna say 1.5 to 2 years, somewhere in there. It's been a while.
And
Quite
I'm
a while.
always going to kind of poke fun at how intelligent Drifter is because I am not that intelligent.
Oh,
Well, it was nothing to do with him.
Yeah. I think we were more poking fun at ourselves.
For not knowing what the hell we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, I was told, I told a buddy of mine that we were having you on this weekend, and he told me, he's like, dude, you better watch out. That guy is amazing smart. I'm like...
No, it's... intelligence, I would say, on my end is probably really low. Total accumulation of knowledge as far as breadth in any subject is not bad. Depth is a bit shallow. I read too much.
Anybody that says accumulation of knowledge is a smart guy in my book.
Yep.
No, he's talking about the Bad Kids show, because I went on that and things got pretty heated with me and DJ Keemstar like really fast.
Really?
What happened?
Yeah. We started talking about politics and the presidential debate, and we started out agreeing with each other for like a minute, and then we went completely different ways on opinions and things. And it was mostly he was talking about the economy and how he says that Obama's doing a terrible job because since he's been in office, you know, the debt's grown and our economy's shrinking, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to explain that it's more not so much a single person at fault, but various factors, and the fact that in a depression you're supposed to spend in order to boost the economy because the biggest factor in the economy is government spending, unfortunately. But this is not a topic for this discussion. Let's move somewhere else more gaming related.
Yeah. Real quick here, just to touch on politics, I hate this season because all it is like horrible commercials bashing each other, and I hate the fact that there's only 2 candidates that you really know. You know, I mean, like I have a mail-in ballot and there's like probably 15 names on it, of which I know, you know, 2 names because that's what's been on TV, that's what's been broadcast. So like unless I was to go out and like really research these people or something like that, I would have no idea. So I that's my biggest issue with politics is, first of all, you don't get to know anybody, and second of all, I just hate seeing all the commercials.
I like how you said season, like it was a TV show.
Dude, it's this season of time. I mean, you know, like every 4 years from the beginning of October till, you know, the end of October, the beginning of November, whatever, it just sucks.
It is a TV show in a sense because they promote who they want and they black out who they want. And my honest opinion, like the thing like that, Drift0r, we could talk about politics, but like you said, this is not the format for it. Honestly, that's one thing that I would point out about politics. I cannot stand the fact that so many people use Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as a platform to discuss their opinion, which is fine that they want to do that with their opinion, but then it turns into these big arguments about, you know, what they want, what they don't. And I'm just going to end the whole politician discussion. I deleted someone off my Facebook that I went to school with because they were posting these posts of Obama saying truth, not lies. Basically saying that Romney was a liar, which I don't like Romney either. And I just told him basically, hey, it's fine if you want to post these types of things, but can you show proof in your post so people know that it is the truth and not lies? And he deleted my comment. And then I commented back and said, I can't believe you deleted my comment. I was just telling you, if you're going to say this is proof, to show me proof. Then he said, dude, I've known who I'm going to vote for the last 2 years in the discussion, Obama all the way. And I said, that shows to me complete ignorance because you're going off of, you've known for 2 years. Why are you even debating? Like,
well, that's because most people vote along party lines. Only a certain percentage of the population ever varies from either of the big parties, and that's generally the percentage that determines the election, because the other ones kind of cancel each other out. Anyway, let's move into a gaming-related topic.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, what's playing right now on your screen is the Amazing Spider-Man. I just started playing it today. Figured that would be what we'd have.
You're not
playing
actually
in the
seeing
stream.
it's like popping up in Google Hangout?
No, it's on the stream.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not watching because I don't want to lag.
Yeah, so there's the Google Hangout, so it's got all of our face cams, and then it's got that playing up in the top left.
I was wondering what the heck that was.
Yeah, so that's the Amazing Spider-Man. It's gonna be like the first hour of it, so hope you enjoy that.
So my question then now is, the Needler, great weapon or greatest weapon?
The what?
The Needler?
I can't hear over whatever's going on in Optimus's house.
Yes, you need to take those women and move them to the kitchen for that.
They can either be guests on the podcast or
I can't hear them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I can.
You can't hear them?
Plain as day.
I have a filter that blocks out women.
Usually.
But no, I can't hear
you talking, so be quiet.
So Drift0r, your question was, the Needler, is it the greatest weapon of all time?
Yes, or just a great weapon among great weapons.
I'm going to say this. I like the Needler, and I understand why anyone would not like the Needler. If you know how to use it correctly, it is the easiest, one of the easiest weapons to use, because it basically locks onto the target, and if you're playing against a noob, they will die every single time, because the only way to get out of the whatever you want to call it, tracking or
The
whatever,
needle zone.
seeking or whatever.
The needle zone, baby.
is to bound left or right out of the direction of the needle, and then the person's got to be good enough with the gun to follow you and keep locking on. But
is the needler coming back in Halo 4 in any variety?
I think so. Here's what I know so far. I do know that the BR will be back, which to me is the greatest weapon in Halo, and they are going to bring the DMR back also, I think.
What's the
That's
DMR?
really all I know about
the
it.
sniper?
I've been trying to block it out.
It's the battle rifle thing in Reach, the single shot accuracy rifle, designated marksman rifle.
Yes,
Gotcha,
yes.
gotcha.
That's coming.
I didn't play Reach very much.
That was an addition to the game. That was a brand new weapon in the game, and that will be coming back, they said. But they are bringing back the battle rifle, the BR, because, of course, so many people complained about it leaving the game to begin with.
I complained. I didn't like the DMR as much because you had the reticle thing that would expand as you shot,
Yeah,
except it didn't quite work right. Yeah, like I would sit there and I would crouch and I would go, pew, pew, just, nice control. And then fucking little 9-year-olds would just like, faggot, would just spam all over the place and shoot me in the head.
You know, in the MLG playlist, it doesn't bloom anymore, right?
I gave up. I didn't know that.
But yeah, I didn't like the bloom in general, but the gun was okay. I still like the BR better because I spray my bullets and it sprays 3-round bursts.
You can swipe with it left and right.
To me, it was kind of like using the FAMAS compared to using like the MK14 in Modern Warfare 3. Well, not. Remember how the FAMAS was in like Modern Warfare 2, how it sprayed the 3-round bursts?
Mm-hmm.
That to me is like the BR, and then the MK, I think 14 in Modern Warfare 3 is kind of like the DMR, except for the fact that the DMR takes, what, 5 shots to kill someone?
Theoretically, yeah, 4 to the body, 1 to the head.
Okay, well, the MK14 takes me 5 shots to kill someone in Modern Warfare 3 because it takes me about 4 to actually hit the person. And then it kills them with the one that actually hits them, but... my biggest thing on the Halo franchise, because that is a game, if anyone's interested in getting it, it comes out in about a week and a half, I think, November 6th.
And Sinumatic wants to play it with you because I'm not gonna play it with him, so he needs people to come play. So spam his gamer tag.
I'll play it with you.
Spam his gamer tag. It's Sinumatic. Just send him massive amounts of friend requests.
Very good idea, actually.
So what are you looking for? We talked about this somewhat last week, but you weren't here, Drift0r. What are you kind of looking for in Halo 4 since I know you're going to be picking it up?
Running people over with the Warthog. Believe it or not, in Halo, my specialty was Warthog driving. In Halo 2, I was able to play that map with the big skyrise, and I would actually do this little glitch thing and drive the Warthog straight into the base, like through the high rise and up. And in Halo 3, I kind of mastered driving the Warthog in places where it's not supposed to go. And my best games would just be like a Warthog driver, get like 50, 60 assists. So in Halo 4, I really just want to drive the Warthog for the most part. I mean, I know it's not, everyone's like, oh, it's got this really intense competitive thing, but Halo was never really intense or competitive for me. It was just a fun game to play, and I never took it all that, I did take it seriously, but not so much like Call of Duty. And when I get Halo 4, I'm not expecting it to dethrone Call of Duty or to be the most amazing game ever, but I'm expecting to be able to boot it up, play like I'm 14 years old, run around in vehicles, use crazy-ass guns, and kill people, and probably have my sexuality questioned by people younger than myself. And part of that involves running them over with the Warthog, and that's really all I'm looking for in it. If I can drive a Warthog, that's good.
I didn't come into the Halo series till 3, but yeah, I played 3 a lot, and I'm kind of on the same lines with you. I like the Warthog, I like the Ghost, I like shooting weapons, I just like running around and killing people. And I always felt like when I did some retarded shit and killed somebody, it was more fun because they were on the other end of the game going, you motherfucker, like, you know, they were, because it is a competitive game, or used to be, until Reach came out. And I was always the scrub that killed you and laughed because I knew you were mad because you were really trying to BR me or whatever. I don't know, Reach disappointed me in that fact because they took out the competitiveness that anybody can be like a general. It just depends on how long you play and how many people you kill over time. But I'm really just hoping that in the new Halo that they bring back the BR, which they're doing. They take away. I did not like the fact of, and since you said you like the Warthog, I'm sure you didn't like the fact that you could make loadouts now and be armor lock the whole game. So every time you go to run over somebody with the Warthog, they armor lock and blow up your Warthog.
Armor lock was ludicrous for several reasons, because you would hit armor lock and you didn't have to ride the whole thing out. You could just kind of lock in and out really fast to dodge things and throw off grenades. But when you armor locked, you were completely immune to everything. When you let go of your armor lock, you get an EMP that knocks off people's shields and disables vehicles. And the armor lock was coded kind of weird, so if you bumped somebody while they were in armor lock with a vehicle, and I mean like 2 miles per hour barely, like Nick, and try to back up, your vehicle instantly explodes, which is bad, and that really made me mad, because I couldn't. One of the fun things about big team battle is if you were like the one guy that got the Wraith, you could go to town and you would have these like Wraith versus Banshee and Warthog action, but then some dipshit could just walk right down the middle of the map, armor locking on and off, and he'd make it all the way if he didn't get sniped.
And take away all your fun.
Yep.
And when you said that you didn't expect it to take over the Call of Duty series, like, I just wanted to point out for people that haven't played Halo or don't know much about it, on the competitive scene, MLG-wise, Halo destroyed Call of Duty up until Reach came out. Halo 2 and Halo 3 were the two biggest MLG games, shooter games that were out. So I don't really feel like, and they were the most competitive games. I feel like Call of Duty just took over because the ease of play, for the most part, like anybody can pick up Call of Duty and play it basically.
Yeah,
it was gratifying too. Lots of things popping up on the screen, easy to kill people.
Yeah.
It had a good feel to it, and it had felt better than Halo did. One of the reasons people played Halo is because it was easy to pick up and play and had a pretty solid feel and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right. The biggest thing is that Halo is an exclusive to the Xbox, and Call of Duty is over all platforms also. So.
Yep.
Which
They'll
is
never
why
compete with each other sales-wise ever.
which is why I wanted to talk about Medal of Honor, which just came out on the 23rd. And people have been complaining about it, and it's all I've heard is just complaints. But there are people that are complaining about it are the people that have played it for like maybe, I don't know, for a few minutes to maybe close to an hour or so, and they make their judgment past, you know, what they played for that so long. And they're mostly the people that I see complaining about it are Call of Duty commentators. So there's I don't know why people do this, but people love to compare games to Call of Duty, and it absolutely pisses me off.
Every first-person shooter will be compared to Call of Duty.
It doesn't, but it's not, and that's the thing that pisses me off. And it's like you play Call of Duty because it's easy. It's easy. You pick up the gun, you just shoot people. Other games like Medal of Honor take probably a little bit more skill because your gun just doesn't kill like that. It's one of those kind of things where you have to aim, shoot, and you have to make sure you're on point with your shooting. Make sure that you're not, make sure that you're not like spraying from the hip. Because in Call of Duty, you can just run by, spray from the hip. You can't do that in Medal of Honor. So it's pissing people off because they expect the game to play like Call of Duty. It's not Call of Duty.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing on the other discussion of that. I would pretty much agree with you, except for the discussion on that when Battlefield 3 came out. People that stopped playing Call of Duty or did not like Call of Duty, all they did with Battlefield 3 was talk shit about Call of Duty. I can guarantee you I can go to probably 50% of the Battlefield 3 videos and Call of Duty will be brought up. And normally it'll be somebody saying...
because they're battling each other. That's all they ever do. The people that are the Battlefield fanboys hate the Call of Duty people. The people that are the Call of Duty people hate the Battlefield people.
Don't you miss just being a gamer?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Exactly.
what happened to just gaming, yo? Like, just picking up a game, playing the game for what it is, and enjoying it for what it is, instead of having to deal with stupid people that are complaining.
You know
what
happened?
The problem is that gaming has gone mainstream, man.
Yeah.
Like, gaming used to be this, you're all older gamers. I'm a little bit older than probably the average for YouTube. But gaming wasn't always something that everybody did. Everybody had an Xbox. Everybody played Angry Birds. Gaming was for fucking nerds. Like, if you can go all the way back up until about the mid-90s, straight back to the 60s, people with like huge glass, let's play video games, and just like really terrible nerd stereotypes, which you would see, and it was a really big underground thing. So people that connected with each other just because they were in the arcade or they played games or they had a Nintendo. But right after the 64, right when they started pushing the PlayStation 2, Xbox, it went big, it went mainstream. Now everybody's playing gaming, and it's not special to be a gamer, so people resegmented themselves and redefined their in and out groups, because that's what human beings do. We find, groups to belong to and other groups to hate, and it was based on what console or what game or what type of game, and that's what you're seeing right now.
You know what was sad for the whole argument of like comparing games? I automatically usually do that with like if I play an RPG, I'll compare it to other RPGs I played or first person shooters. I've owned Battlefield twice and I don't have it currently because I needed some money, so I had to sell it and I didn't play it that much. But you know what my overall determining, it's really sad, but my overall determining factor of why I didn't play it very often was it correlated into YouTube, which I've kind of taken that away now, like that aspect of gaming. But it was the reason, like, I can go play a game of Call of Duty for 8 minutes or Halo for 8 to 10 minutes and get a gameplay. And a Battlefield 3 gameplay was like 15 minutes to 20 minutes, and I had to chop it all up. So I was like, not worth my time. Then when I would get on there to play for fun, not even YouTube orientated, it was like, I don't like playing by myself, so no one was ever on it. So I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah, see, that's where it ruins. That's where kind of YouTube kind of ruins your gaming experience for a good game.
Well, and here's the other.
I like the campaigns. I like playing the campaigns. I just finished a Medal of Honor campaign. Have I even touched the multiplayer? No, I haven't touched it. Why? Because I didn't want to ruin my experience of the campaign. I seen so many people complaining about the game. I'm just like, what the heck is wrong with these people? And are you even playing like the campaign? The campaign was exciting.
Real quick, people in the stream are saying like they're some of them are saying Drift0r's right. Some of them are arguing that some of his stuff was like when he said when we were talking about how gaming used to be an underground thing. They're saying it was mainstream, and I think what Drift0r was saying is on a global level, Nintendo and Genesis were not mainstream. They were mainstream as in sales and people playing them, but as in people interacting about them on a global level, it wasn't like that. There were forums and things like that, but nowadays, like I can go buy a brand new game, and to however many people watch me on YouTube, I could say this game fucking sucks, and I'm automatically going to influence some people's decisions and what they're going to think about the game. That wasn't like that back in the day. You went and bought a Nintendo, and you played it with your friends at home, and there was no such thing as online gaming, or the NES or the Genesis or anything like that.
Yep. And you played against your friends at home.
Gaming changed when online gaming started. Because realistically, and we've had this conversation before, but realistically, you can only put so much in a campaign that's going to change. It's only going to augment so much. It's either difficulty or whatever, but you know that these 4 characters are going to run out of this door at this time. When I cross this threshold, that's when these 4 characters come out. And when you get into an online gaming atmosphere and place, that's when things are different. Things are exciting because you don't know, is this guy going to be around the corner? Is this guy going to be camping? Is this guy going to be rushing? You know, that's the whole thing about online gaming. Now, as far as the whole Call of Duty thing, Optimus, for one, I think you're watching the wrong people and you're caring too much about what people say about the game. And secondly, YouTube is a place that realistically is dominated by Call of Duty commentators. I mean, if you look at the big guys that are on there, you look at the mainstream guys, it's Call of Duty, so that's what everybody expects, and that's why every first-person shooter that comes out is going to be measured against Call of Duty. That and the fact that it's the #1 selling game. Year in, year out, it's the #1 selling game.
The reason I feel like a lot of people do it, though, and a lot of people that say that kind of stuff, because Call of Duty is their main thing on their channel.
Well, yeah.
And I know, but what I'm trying to say is hence, if another game comes out and they want to play it, they're trying to play it to get views while Call of Duty hasn't been out yet. In other words, Call of Duty is going to come out till next month.
Right.
So by playing this game and putting it down, that gives them a chance to be able to put out a couple videos on it, talk about the game, how bad it sucks when it doesn't actually suck. It's actually a really good game, and they're just giving that their chance, so that way when Call of Duty does come out, that's still gonna be their bread and butter. But you know what? It pisses me off that they put down another game just so that they can get their views on Call of Duty when it does come out.
Well, I don't know who
It just makes Call of Duty come out to be much more better than what it is, and I just have a feeling when Black Ops 2 does come out, it's gonna disappoint a lot of people.
Always does, man.
It always does. And then what do? They go to playing other games. They try to find the quickest game they can find that is better, or which is pretty much any game lately, because there's so many games I can tell you right now that are better than Call of Duty. But But the point is, they try to find that game so that they can quickly get their views on that because they know that Call of Duty sucks so bad. Only a select few can make get Call of Duty views, and those are people already with bigger channels.
You know, I played. Somebody brought up in the stream about the Quake community, and I didn't catch on to it till really late. But Quake 4, I went and bought it like 2 years after it came out, and I really liked the campaign of that game, and was like, man, I can't wait till the next one comes out. And then they brought out like Quake Wars, and then Quake just completely disappeared off the radar as far as I know.
Are you talking about
I see
PC?
that question. I still play with people that I used to play with in Unreal. It was console Unreal, but they still hang around.
Optimus, let me
Yes,
ask
sir.
you this. Favorite game?
My wife is requesting my assistance.
Go ahead.
My favorite game of all
Favorite
time?
game, all time. Favorite game.
45 seconds.
Oh man, I can't even discuss that.
Just
there's
pick
so
one.
many games I like.
Okay,
Okay.
Optimus, pick your top 3.
Top 3?
Top 5. Fuck it. Top 5. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
They don't have to be your somebody's gonna come back 5 years later and say, Optimus, you said this was
There's a
top
point to it, so just pick something. Just throw something out there.
Contra #1 maybe.
Okay.
I'm talking about Contra on NES.
I love
Right.
that game and I hated that game, but go ahead.
Resident Evil 2
Okay.
on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are the games I played for hours. That's why I'm probably saying them because I can always play them, go back to them and play them
Right.
and have fun. Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Right. Okay.
There you go. Those are 3 of my favorite games because I can always go back and play those games. They're not even new games.
Right. So I personally didn't like Contra. But
Which
if
one? Any of them?
any of them. So if I was to make a commentary saying that I didn't like Contra, that's just my personal opinion. Now I understand what you're saying, and I don't know who you're talking about. You may be talking about certain people that we know regularly bash everything but Call of Duty. But sometimes people just don't enjoy the same games. You know what I mean?
True.
Like my favorite game is God of War, and I know a lot of people that are like, dude, I hate that game. I can't play it. I bought it. I played it for 15 minutes. I can't play it. But me, I've played every single one multiple times, probably 5 times for each one.
I'm talking about the people that are the same people that bash games every time.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say names because it's stupid.
You should be
And
like
I know-
you should
and
be
I know
like
you would
me.
love to give me. I know you want me to say a name.
No, I
to
don't.
say it, but
I don't. But
just,
you should be like me.
what is that?
Don't pay attention to them.
Oh,
I follow absolutely only the people that I want to hear from, and I actually unfollow people if they regularly retweet the people that I don't want to follow.
I did unfollow them.
Yeah. So
I mean, as soon as I saw it, I just unfollow it because I'm tired of seeing it. You know, it's annoying. And some of them are the bigger commentators. I just follow them just because, you know, you just want to hear what they have to say sometimes. But that was just, I'm just getting to the point where I'm getting annoyed with people always comparing stuff.
Everything to
Even
Call
on my
of Duty.
videos sometimes, you know, I'll put something on and somebody will say something Call of Duty reference to it. I'm like, this isn't Call of Duty. It's like, I don't know, I'm playing Madden. It's just like,
I like the way you 360 YY passed that ball.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck?
We need to just end this discussion with the fact.
And Drifter has a
Truth
wife.
about gaming.
Drifter, how old are you, buddy?
Drifter is in the other room with his wife.
He's right there.
No, she called me on the phone. I just turned 25.
Oh, okay. You don't look any bit 25. You're like 17 years old.
That's what people say. When you see me in real life in HD, what you'll see is lots and lots of gray and white hair and things like that.
He's got that great skin, you can tell.
Oh, this is well, that's because of the lighting in the room. If you watch a different video when I'm outside, it's more like translucent Casper the Ghost white.
Speaking of a video of you being outside, so I trolled your YouTube channel. I know you probably checked comments and saw me like some videos or whatever. But shooting video with iFly Illini.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. You were outside in that video. Great video. I thought it was a lot of fun. Now, do you shoot on a regular basis or?
No, I grew up in the South in Mississippi, so shooting has always been in my family, and I have shot a lot, but it's not something that I do on a regular basis. Just every now and then, every 6 months, there's just an opportunity comes out, and I go shoot a little bit. That's about it.
So are you and iFly You guys live close to each other, and
Yeah, he's in the Air Force,
right?
and he got transferred to the Columbus Air Force Base, which is the next town over for me because I go to school at Mississippi State, and it's like a straight shot down the highway. I'd almost call him a neighbor because I can get to this house in like 18 minutes if I want to, except for the fact that it's on a military base and I'd have to get past the canine units and the guards.
Right?
Uh, to check me
You're
in.
not bringing any funky brownies over for dinner,
No.
right?
Well,
That's awesome.
he has to check people in. It's kind of cool, and he found the gun range, and we just kind of went out and did it. Got some pretty heavy criticisms from some people about gun safety,
Dude,
and
yeah, I don't know. Like, I've shot a lot on my channel. I've done a lot of shooting videos, and I have a range that will close. They'll close down and let me shoot in there. So like, I'll go in after hours or whatever. And so I do some pretty crazy stuff. I'll do akimbo weapons and talk about the weapon, hold it in a fashion that I wouldn't normally hold it if there was other people in there. And so I've been raged on by people that one guy told me in the comments that he was going to come and punch me in the fucking face or something like that. And I was just like, the link to the website's in there. I'm at the range all the time. Feel free to come down and do it.
you
But
just shouldn't start a fist fight at a gun range in
yeah,
general.
I don't know what
But
the hell that all was
the
about.
thing
But
is, when I shoot normally, I obey all the four main safety rules. You never point a gun at somebody. You don't load it till you're ready to shoot it. Safety always on, finger off the trigger. The way these rules are set up is that just obeying one of the four should keep you safe.
right.
And I talked to iFly about this. We've both shot before. We're moderate. We're not complete novice, but I would say beginner shooters, not a common thing. So we decided, okay, for a few of these scenes, we'll have the mag in the gun, or, we'll put the finger on the trigger because it looks really weird. There's no place to put it otherwise.
Right.
And we played a little fast and loose with the safety rules, which is not something that I normally do on a gun range or with guns in general. But when you're on a film shoot, which I don't know how much live action filming that you've done, you say you do gun range videos, it's probably a good bit. You have to make concessions on how things look. Like when I filmed live action Fallout videos, we went to buildings that were just categorically unsafe for many reasons, or we did things that were dangerous, and you just kind of have to accept that comes with it. But all the stuff we did, we talked about beforehand. We weren't just out there
Waving them around. Yeah. And that's
to be fair, I waved it around once. After I expended all the bullets and they stopped shooting, I waved it around, just not thinking about it. That was a violation of safety. And even though it wasn't shooting at the time, I probably should have been shooting. Cinematic, are you raising your hand for a question?
I'm raising my hand.
Okay, interject, sir.
I just wanted to say for everyone in the stream, including both of you, because I know you are a gun enthusiast in a sense, and I am not. The rules are going to be changing, people. If the zombie apocalypse does come, all of those rules will be complete opposite. You will always want to have your gun loaded. You will always want to have the safety off. Point it at anything that moves. I just wanted to update everyone so they know that the rules will drastically change.
okay. Hold on.
Safety.
Real quick. So since you brought up the zombie apocalypse, I have a question for you guys. Okay, question of the day: what wins, a zombie or a vampire? In a fight,
Vampire.
what wins, zombie or vampire?
Vampire.
Definitely intelligence.
I don't really know.
But
Vampires are already dead.
But the zombie can't, or the vampire can't bite
It can
the
rip his head off.
zombie.
A vampire is at least, at minimum, is as strong as one human and has similar levels of intelligence. And I feel that I could probably handle one zombie, at least one slow-moving zombie, maybe even one fast one, because they're not smart. They run in a straight line, you bash them in the head, they're done. So even if the vampire was as strong as a 9-year-old girl and moderately intelligent, it ought to be able to handle one of these things.
Okay, so next question. If a zombie bites a vampire, do they become like a super zombie? Because
Well,
like vampires have like really good blood, right?
From what we know, the vampire would win for the simple fact that the zombie would not be attracted to attack the vampire because it's dead already. So, in that situation, I don't think that anything would happen.
Yeah, but take that all aside and just zombie vampire battle royale, okay? Right? The vampires can't bite the zombies. if the zombies do bite the vampires, do they get superhuman, like super strength? Because are they like zombie vampires?
Well, if you think about it, if you break down a vampire is somewhat a zombie. It's a dead, undead person, but it like Drift0r said, it has the functions of a human being. It has a brain still that is active, and
No, they turn into this guy. This is a vampire zombie.
you gotta remember too. Most vampires have been around for thousands of years, so they're probably actually smarter than most of us. So.
Good dog.
So wait,
somebody in the comments says vampire for the win. Vampire doesn't need to bite to kill. He could just grab a gun.
Really?
Oh, that's awesome.
What's to stop a vampire from using a gun or a stick or anything?
Right.
I just want to put real quick while we're on the subject of that. The Walking Dead is fucking amazing. If you have not seen that, if you have not seen that, you can capture seasons 1 and 2 right now on Netflix to catch up to 3.
Yeah, that's a great show, man. That's one of my 3 shows that I watch.
What are the other 2?
Dexter and Flashpoint.
I really had you figured for a My Little Pony sort of guy.
Yeah, with this little thing right here, right? I have to watch My Little Pony? I don't think so.
Something I wanted to bring up, Drift0r, you did a in real life kind of spoof on Twilight, didn't you?
No, it was the fucking.
No.
What was it?
The Hunger Games. And
the Hunger Games. That's what it was. The Hunger Games, dude. That was amazing.
What did you do for that? What did you do for that? I want to know.
Well, we had a night. Will you ever see a Swayed trailer? Like you remake a trailer or a movie as cheap as possible.
Okay.
We spent the entire budget buying cake, and I walked out to the little wooded area beside my house and got a few friends to film everything in one go, super cheap, super cheesy, super easy, and just bash the shit out of the Hunger Games. And our entire budget just went to one scene. I was PETA in that one, and it's like PETA, good at decorating cakes, suddenly camouflage master. And I just kind of hid in the bushes covered in cakes where I couldn't move. And all the people walked by and they're like, oh, it's just a cake. There's nothing here. We'll keep on walking. And I used a little dog that just popped up as the mutts that attack people. And imagine if a person with a mental handicap and no budget tried to make something. It's about what it looks like. It's kind of like its own genre of film. And it turned out pretty good.
Dude, it was absolutely amazing. If you guys haven't seen it in the stream, you should go watch it. It was fucking funny. Yeah.
That sounds funny. It actually was funny, and it was good in a real cheesy way, but it was so cheesy that I had not read or seen anything about Hunger Games, and I was kind of like, I don't want to see that movie now.
Oh, it was a good movie, though. It really wasn't a bad movie.
And I was like, Drift0r, you're a liar!
No, it was a funny. I mean, you could tell it's a spoof. You could tell you did it for fun. It looks like you had a lot of fun producing it, and it turned out really well. So. Great job.
Well, thank you for all that.
That's one of the videos of yours that I can remember, really enjoying.
That's cool.
So what have you been doing on your channel, Drift0r, since we have you here?
Fuck. I canceled Modern Warfare 3 in depth, which really hurt views. Did DayZ, a little bit of Battlefield, back into Call of Duty. Having kind of a hard time getting going since the in-depth isn't going to come until Black Ops 2, because that's mainly what it is, gun reviews, that sort of thing. So I've been trying to tackle more difficult subjects, and that's always a mixed bag, because a lot of people don't like it. You get a lot of unsubscriptions. In some ways that's good, because then the idiots leave, and we don't need idiots. And in other ways it's bad, because even smart people do get offended, or when you take on a hard subject, you make mistakes, and I've made a few, and some videos didn't turn out good. I've just been kind of scrounging, looking for something to do until Black Ops 2 comes out, just kind of pulling stuff out of my ass for the most part.
Well, see, that's a big thing. Like, I know from as long as I've known you that the in-depth videos are probably like your bread and butter for the most part. Yeah. They are the probably not the easiest thing you could do, but the easiest thing you can carry on for a long period of time. But I actually commend you for deciding that you were done for now and to leave it, because a lot of people would just keep running that into the ground.
Well, to some extent, I'm still doing that. I'm doing Call of Duty in depth now. We're talking about the game engine in general, but I've left MW3 behind.
Right. We're not doing as much of the gun, like I know you do the in-depth on like the bullets and the guns and the damage and all that kind of stuff, and it's sad that a lot of people would subscribe to you for that and then be like, oh, he's not doing that right now, fuck him.
Well, no, that makes sense. People subscribe to me. People subscribe to me not because they want to hear something complicated or philosophical. That doesn't. They subscribe because they want to hear gun tips. And if I'm not giving gun tips, then it's just not what they followed me for. I mean, there's some people that followed for other things, but if it's not what like 70% of them for, then some of them just don't care, and that's how it is.
What'd you do for DayZ? I'm curious to know about that.
Did a couple of live commentaries, DayZ in depth, where I tried to break down the guns in that game. That was very complicated. I had to put a hold on that because the engine is complicated and they're always changing it. So I just decided to put that on hold until the full game comes out.
Cool. Yeah, I love DayZ.
Also got lucky enough to get a video tweeted out by Rocket, and it got like a fucking million views. It just blew up overnight.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. I made a little, it was like a 10-second video. It was like the shortest DayZ commentary ever.
Oh, and I watched that video where you died within 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I laughed so hard because all you did was die. That's all you did, right? Yep. I watched that video. I think that's because I saw Rocket tweeted it out. I remember that video. What did you do? You spawned in or something, right? And you were laying down?
What happened is I spawned in and I walked around just a few feet. And I saw I think it was like the Electro Fire Station, and I recognized that. So I hit the record button. I was like, hey guys, Drift0r here. It looks like I've spawned next to something useful today. I'm going to just creep on up. And you hear a little off in the distance, and I fall over dead, got sniped. In reality, I had walked around for probably about 10 to 30 seconds before that, just kind of getting my bearings, and then hit the record button. And as soon as I did, bam.
That's how it happens in DayZ.
That's awesome.
Because people are spawn sniping and stuff like that.
It was really cool how that happened because I think that was like my second commentary that I ever posted, and a subscriber saw it and he posted it to the Reddit DayZ, and they voted it up to the very top of Reddit DayZ. It's up still probably on the front page if you go to all time.
Nice.
And Rocket, who's big into the community, he gets on DayZ at it was really late at night here, but it was like morning where he lives in the Czech Republic. So that was the first thing he sees, and he decides, oh, this is great, let me tweet it out and add it to the DayZ website. And it's just sitting right there on the DayZ website for a couple of days. So it was like, what the hell?
Nice.
Well, thanks, guys.
That's really good, man. Yeah. DayZ is a really huge community, man. That Arma 2 community is huge.
And I'm going to sound like a real noob right now, but I think I thought about getting that game, and then I didn't because I wasn't gaming at all for a minute. And then when I went to look again, it's only on PC, correct?
Yeah.
And that was the reason I could not get it. I cannot play PC games.
You couldn't play this one. This one's really poorly optimized so that it demands more than it should. It's actually just a mod, an alpha mod at that.
Yeah, it's just a mod, but it's Arma 2 is just the Arma 2 engine's a little nutty.
I can't really use a keyboard and mouse. That's my main problem.
Yeah.
Well, you can use a controller, but it's
Dude,
it's just dumb, pointless to use one.
you can't on DayZ. You have too many options. DayZ isn't like a shooting game where you run and gun.
Yeah.
It's like a survival game.
Yeah.
You spend all your time creeping around slowly, managing your inventory, or if you see somebody, shit gets hectic because when you die, you're dead for good.
Yep.
So you got to like try to tactically sneak up on them, and they're against you. I'm really bad at PvP. I don't know what I don't have great weapons or anything.
Well, the whole thought of the game, though, I kind of liked. I mean, it's basically your objective is to survive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you was to say I'm the greatest DayZ player of all time, you better have been alive playing for like 7,000 hours or some shit, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, the objective of the game is not to even come into contact with anybody. It's to
it gets boring.
You can team up with people. It's good to team up. Sometimes you get into good DayZ games where you're running around the countryside, you're grabbing stuff, and you're having a great time. Then sometimes you meet up with people, and they're friendly, and so they'll you kind of have to quickly say, hey, you're friendly. Hopefully they say something back, but you got your gun ready just in case, because you never know if they're going to shoot at you. But usually a lot lately, especially now, since obviously there's new games coming out, a lot of people have gotten off of DayZ. You're getting a lot more friendlier people, so people are teaming up with each other a lot more. And plus, there's all these new maps and stuff like that. But it's a lot more friendlier now. So you can team up with people. You go roaming around. You find vehicles, whatever, roam around, explore more. and
It-
But
avoid
the
just
thing
much
about it's
like
like
a zombie
Minecraft. You don't
apocalypse,
get stuff easily.
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much like a real zombie apocalypse. Like, your objective is to survive. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
be careful for
very, very
everybody.
realistic.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Sorry.
So we're gonna give away an Elgato game capture card during this stream. There's a link in the description. You just need to click that, and then we'll get together later and randomly pick. You guys are all copied on it as well. So, but you,
So I can win an Elgato.
no, you're copied.
Oh
in,
no!
You're copied in the click to tweet. So you'll see. You should see those tweets come up.
Yeah, I see a few. I've seen a lot of them actually.
What I was gonna say is,
blowing up.
Drifter,
Blowing up.
you just recently reviewed the
Shut
Elgato.
up. I wanted to have one to give away to my fans.
I
Well,
was gonna say-
you could probably do that, but we'll talk about that later. So I thought your review was really well done.
Oh, thank you.
I had a chance to watch it, and the one thing that I've noticed is that there are just massive amounts of strange things that go on with different people. Like, different people have weird issues with it, and I think it all comes down to, like, the PC. Like, I can't test stuff the way most people would test stuff because I run like a sick PC, which I know Cinematic does, Optimus does. What do you run your PC?
I run a custom-built CyberPower PC.
Yeah, so do
It's like, I'm not going to say it's the most ultimate PC ever. Probably above average. I play most games around medium, render fairly fast. I built it just for video editing, so it's like really processor heavy, and then everything else cuts corners.
That's really good. Yeah.
The problem with the Elgato is that it really is a massive resource hog. And it has a known issue where the memory requirements will leak, and it'll leak into your RAM for some reason, and it'll use 100% of your RAM, which is really bad.
See, and
I've my wife into the stream, and it's just really demanding. So when I did my review, I told people not to buy the card unless they had a pretty good computer.
Mm-hmm. See, and I've never had that issue where it's leaked. I've never seen that. On mine, and I've watched a lot of the CPU stuff and everything like that. I did a review of the HD PVR2, kind of comparing them and everything like that. But yeah, there's some. I've seen a lot of weird technical difficulties come up.
They're random
kinda,
things.
Yeah,
yesterday, it did that to me actually. Yesterday, I love my Elgato. I'll say that right now. I'm not bashing this whatsoever, but I have a. I monitor all my temperatures and I monitor everything on my computer. I only have a quad core computer. I don't have like a 6-core or 8-core or anything, or i7 or anything like that. I have a quad core, but I have lots of RAM along with really good graphics processors. But my temperatures yesterday went up for just random went up for no reason whatsoever when I was using my Elgato, and I noticed it and I was like, what the hell? So all I did was reset my computer, turn it back on. It was fine. It didn't even do It didn't even do it for the rest of the day yesterday.
So maybe you got that memory bleed or something.
I just all of a sudden I got a leak or something. It must have been a leak because all of a sudden everything went up, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah,
and I just reset my computer, and everything was fine.
To be fair for Elgato, when I did their review, I shared the review with the guy before I uploaded it. And normally, when you review a product, even this was a non-contractual review.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh well, let's not say this because it's bad and it'll hurt sales. The guy's like, how about you try our beta software instead, because we think the beta software is better. And I tried that, and I still had basically the same criticisms. And normally they get pissed off or defensive. The guy for Elgato, he was German, or his name was Julian or something.
Yeah,
and he just says,
cool dude.
Yeah, he says, well, that sucks. I'm going to pass this video on to engineering, and hopefully it'll be better when we release what's now a beta. When that becomes final, we'll try to fix it. I'm right now working on a review for Roxio, and it's not so cool. They do not take criticism very well at all.
Yeah, I know you and I had a private conversation about that, which we won't go into, but Elgato, the thing, like, even with the few issues that it does have, because it does have issues, and all capture cards have some issue, whether it's they require too much RAM, or they have a bleed, or they don't function quickly, they process slow, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, the reason why I like Elgato the most is because they try and they strive to put out the best software. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, that's huge. They're involved. They're okay with getting criticism. In fact, they want the criticism because they want to put out an amazing product, and that's what really sets them above everybody else for me.
The cool thing about them is you tweet at them and they respond, because this happened the other day. I tweeted at them, they followed me, I direct messaged them because I have the beta software that some people might have, I'm not sure, but I have some of their beta software and I've been using it, and I have some issues with it because as a commentator or somebody that does videos on YouTube, they're striving to like help us especially, which is cool. And I offered them a lot of advice and pointers on what maybe they can look for when they like, for instance, I have the beta software there right now. You can do a live commentary while you're recording the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that, right, Josh?
Well, yeah, I do.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, when you put it into Sony Vegas or you put the program in, it's on one audio file. So I told them, I said, is there a way where you can make, like, when you put yours and you have it on one audio file, right? And you can push a little thing that says lower the game audio. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking on the mic, it kind of lowers the game audio while you're doing it. And I don't know about anybody else, but to me, that's kind of annoying.
You know what?
I would like them to split the file, meaning like that when you press record, it splits the audio from your mic and splits the audio from the game, so that way you can lower it in Sony Vegas because it's in two separate audio files.
Well, it's not, he doesn't really do that because it's not going to put two separate audio files to one video file. The best you can do is one in each channel. But what you can do is, I did play with that software in the live streaming, you can uncheck the automatically adjust, at least now you can, and you can set your game audio levels beforehand, which is nice.
That's cool too, but the problem is, like for instance, like I don't know if anybody uses Drift0r. I use that when I record my DayZ gameplay, and you can record. I have 3 separate audio files: one from the conversation I'm having on TeamSpeak or Skype, the other audio file from the game, and the other audio file from my mic. And it's separate when you put it into Vegas. It separates into 3 audio files, so I'm able to adjust each audio file to the volume levels I need. Drift0r is awesome, dude. It's one of the nicest programs to use if you have a decent computer to run it too.
And that's a cool feature. And I thought when I was using the software, it drove me nuts. But I've had, like, I did it on one of my recent Let's Plays. I used that live comm feature, and I got a lot of comments that were like, wow, I really like the fact that when you're talking, the game volume goes down, and when you're not talking, the game volume comes back up. So, like, they can hear whatever it is at the same volume, basically, whatever's going on. So, I mean, for me, it kind of drove me nuts, and maybe it's just because the standard that we're used to is lowering that game volume to a certain level and talking, and then, our subscribers deal with it, but I got a lot of comments that said, hey, this is really cool how it goes back up. So I don't know. But, I mean, even if they added that feature, you could still, you could leave it the way it is, or you could change the volumes.
Yeah, I really just love that feature, man. That's the one reason why I love recording on PC with Drift0r. It's awesome, dude.
I just want to say that I did get my Elgato, and I did not do a review necessarily, but I feel like I maybe made the best unboxing video ever.
Oh my god!
But no, just real quick on the PVRs. Josh, did you go watch that video, by the way?
Yeah, Mr. Lick the freaking plastic, you nasty bugger. He's like, across the Elgato box.
This is what I do want to point out about the Elgato for anyone who does not have a capture card and is debating on buying one. This is my PVR that I'm not using anymore right now. I'm going to take it upstairs and maybe record some movies.
Cinematics, like, I'd like to sell it on eBay for $300.
No, I'm not going to get rid of it. But anyways, you see this back part, all of these component cables you have to run them into the PVR and out of the PVR. Now I do not have to do that anymore. The Elgato, the best feature to me about the Elgato is it's HDMI in, HDMI out, and you're practically done. And you got the little USB cable.
That's it.
not that many cords to mess with. The only problem I had with it was, and it was an Xbox issue actually, the Xbox does not automatically pick up the audio from an HDMI cable, and you have to go through and basically reset your Xbox to get it to pick
Wait,
that up.
how? Why?
Mine did it just by default, easy peasy.
Yep.
Yeah, default.
Mine was easy peasy too.
Mine did not.
Cinematic's Xbox is retarded.
What do you have, a ghetto Xbox?
No, I had to reset it to the defaults. Basically what Drift and them just said, except for I had to actually reset mine to the default stage to get it to pick it up. Because it wasn't just plug and play. When I plugged it in, it recognized HDMI, but it did not recognize the plus audio. That
Plus
was
the Elgato's like this big.
You know when I first bought
That's
my
what
PVR,
she said.
I had to call Hapaj like 7 times in a row to find out what was wrong with my PVR. When I first bought the PVR, I'd start recording the gameplay and it would just go black and say like no signal, and then it would pop back on, and then 20 minutes later, 10 minutes later, whenever, it would just pop back up. And they were like, it took them like 7 phone calls for me to figure out that it was the Xbox that I had an aftermarket cable, because I had to go buy a component, and the aftermarket cables do not always carry a strong enough signal. That's all it was.
Huh.
Yeah, the PVR.
Cool
the
story,
PVR,
bro.
their software. I mean, it's easy. It's just plug in, put in their software and hit record. It's easy, but I like software that does multiple things. You know what I mean? That kind of recording is what I need. That's what, if you're a commentator starting out, or if you're a commentator that's been around for a while, that's what you want. You want to be able to do multiple things with your software. And that's why I like the Elgato. And I believe Roxio's software does multiple things too, but just the capture card itself.
Roxio actually has good software when it comes to editing. Like, the editing software is like Sony Vegas Lite, which of the default stuff I've used is better. I mean, I have options to do things. The Elgato and stuff is pretty good by default, but I like being able to change things on my own.
Yeah,
The thing about Roxio, like, if you was going to break down them all right now, I have heard that too, Drifter. I actually think I seen a video you might have did about Roxio a while back.
Yeah, I did.
My biggest beef with Roxio is it does not capture in full HD at all.
No, the new one does. You're thinking
The
about
new one does.
Okay.
Yeah, the Pro HD is the one he's talking about, right, Drifter?
I haven't watched that.
Yeah, if you watch, one of my boys, Morning and After Kill, has a
right
video.
here.
Yeah, there it is, right there.
It's you can probably see it's got an HDMI port in, and on the other side out, and then USB. And if you want to run component, that's there too.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know. I haven't used it yet, but I would say that's one thing about the Elgato. I love it that it takes so little cords, but it does not give you it gives you the option, I guess. If you want to run component, you got to put the plug-in, the extended little plug-in on there, right?
Yeah, and that's how you run the PS3 is on that component. So I mean, it takes all the cords. They just downsize it into the S video. And Drifter, I know in your video you had said that somebody had mentioned to you about the HDCP and that it was going to take HDMI from the PS3. The HDCP.
They said they patched it so they could do PS3 HDMI.
Well, they do 1080p through the component, but I don't know that they'll ever be able to do HDMI through the PS3 because it's not even like licensing for the HDCP security. It's actually like some legal thing where you can't capture when that's on there.
Right.
So
but that would be a PlayStation issue more than a capture card issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation issue. It's a non-issue. So.
But that's what you're getting at, Josh. The PlayStation will not allow it itself.
Yeah, exactly. No capture card on the market is going to take an HDMI from a PlayStation 3. It's not going to happen.
Okay, TGB Kyle just tweeted that he expects his name to be mentioned in the podcast. And I actually was going to bring him up a minute ago. I was going to tell him that I need some of his subscribers because they're all coming in here saying, TGB Kyle sent me. So there you go.
He's got a crazy following, man. It's hilarious, man. His following is crazy. He's borderline got the TGB. There it is, right there. TGBF family. Like, it's unbelievable how many people are like this.
I've said this many times before. I don't know. Drifter probably would. This is probably something Drifter would like to talk about outside of a podcast format. But Drifter, would you not agree that we are basically cult leaders on YouTube? Everyone. You know, like, you look at like the big YouTubers, they are really like cult leaders because they can tell their subscribers to do something and they'll do it whether they agree with it or not. Like
That's not the kind of following that I try to cultivate.
Right.
Well,
Check this out. Check this out. My wife
dude.
made Dunkaroo dip. You guys remember Dunkaroos? She got the formula off the internet and made a giant bowl of dip. And my dog really likes it.
Yeah, look, he's freaking out.
He's freaking out. Yeah, no doubt.
Like, oh,
Drifter, what's your dog's name?
His name is Ozzy. He's an asshole, and he has his own channel.
Fantastic.
And he plays video games.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's right. I've seen your dog play video games.
Your dog plays video games.
Yeah.
You've never seen that on Machinima?
No, no. I told you.
What is it called?
I told you. I've now seen
Noob?
one Drifter video, that DayZ video. That's it. And I feel bad. I never even.
It's called Noob versus Pro.
Noob versus Pro. Yeah, you need to go watch Noob versus Pro on Respawn.
All right, I know that series too. I've seen it before. Now I've never seen the videos, but I've seen it on there, so I'll check him out now. Now that I know it's him. I don't really watch that much stuff. And I'm a Respawn director too, and I don't even really watch stuff.
It's funny how that works, though.
Real quick, before we get off of the Elgatos and all that, the big thing I was going to say, I haven't really got a chance to use it very much, but I think the best feature for, like, especially commentators and gamers that put up footage is the fact that it does hold live video even if you're not recording. Because how many times have you heard somebody say, I just did this in the game and I wasn't recording?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the only thing
that is a very good feature about it.
The only thing is that it does take up space, but that's the toss up. You know, you're either recording all the time and you take up that space and you have to go and clean it out every once in a while, or you're not. I mean, there's no other way to have a flashback feature.
Well,
what I just found out about it actually, you know that little area where it stores in your, it kind of like stores your gameplay for a little while in that little like folder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I went back into that through the Elgato and processed the video.
Yep.
Through that, and I was able to use that. I thought I lost footage. I was recording something for a series that I'm doing. I thought I lost footage because it didn't process the right way.
Yep.
I went back into it, and sure enough, I could process it right over again. And I would have never been able to do that with the PVR, not with that software.
Right.
And I didn't have to rewind time, meaning I didn't have to do that. I just had to just go into the software. It was just awesome.
Yeah, and edit it.
That was that was just the best thing ever. So
if you're really into making videos, I mean, I have 16 gigs of RAM now. I have over 1 terabyte of memory. I mean, anyone who's really into making videos probably is upgraded enough that it won't affect them that much. That would probably only hurt like a new commentator that's just getting into it and not sure if he wants to do it a lot. They might not be up to that level, but, I don't know. Technology these days, you pretty much got to keep upgrading because I'm telling you, like, 1 terabyte used to be like a fucking... I had my first PC. My mother had a PC in, like, 96, and she gave it to me in 97. My first actual PC. And 1 terabyte was like, what the fuck are we going to do with that? Store the world in it? I mean... Now 1 terabyte's kind of like, fuck, man, I just downloaded like 10 Blu-rays and I got to go get another hard drive. So,
hey, while Whack is gone real quick, did you guys get Need for Speed?
No,
From Machinima? Because all of us are Machinima, right?
I didn't. I slept on that. I seen it and I was busy at school and I never replied.
I just didn't think my followers would be interested in Need for Speed.
That's another thing. Need for Speed, it's kind of like cool that they're doing that kind of stuff, but at the same time, if I want to play a racing game, I don't even know, dude. Like, I got Forza 4 or something free with my Xbox, and I got...
But all you got to do is put one video up. You don't have to put a number of videos. They just ask you to put one.
Right, but I think what Drifter's saying is kind of like what I'm saying, in a sense. Like, I would feel bad if I got it and just put up 1 or 2 videos.
Well, why? Just put up 1 or 2 videos and then do a giveaway with it. Somebody else might want it. I don't know. I took it because it's a free game and it was and actually I've been having fun on it. What I was gonna say is, do not play a racing game and then immediately jump into your car to go somewhere. Because yesterday I did that. My daughter locked herself out of the house, and I had to jump in my car and take her the key. And I had just got done playing Need for Speed, man. and I literally got in my car and took off. And then I realized as there was a bus picking up people on the side, it was kind of like a 2-lane road where I was driving on a 2-lane street. A bus was on the side picking up a car, and I just went around the bus, man. Didn't even care that another car could have been coming. Like, I just went around, and then I caught myself, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not playing Need for Speed. Like, this is real life here. I'm driving.
It can happen. The same thing happened to me when I was a kid. I used to play this game called Road Rash. You're like a biker, and what happened is you pop a wheelie and hit a car, you would ramp over it like it was nothing. I played it a lot one day, and then I just went riding my bike, and a car's coming at me, and I was like, oh, you know, I'll just pop a wheelie and go right into it.
Yeah, man, it's dangerous, man. I didn't, because I've been driving like 150 miles an hour in the game, and Need for Speed is kind of fast. Like, it looks fast when you're playing it.
Right.
But when you jump in your car, I have a stick. You know, I just took off, and I have an all-wheel drive. I have a Subaru, so I literally just took off, man. I was just like, whoa. Never do that, kids. Never do that.
I have a very bad habit right now of watching Netflix and tweeting and checking my Facebook while I drive.
What is wrong with you, man?
Are you asking for a wreck?
Yes, he is.
Most of the time I'm driving to work and I'm on a highway that's 60 miles an hour and there's not a lot of cars on it normally when I'm going to work.
When do we do the giveaway thing? Everybody's getting a big boner over here in the comments.
Ladies, you see that bald man right
there? I know.
There?
So we will, what we'll do is we'll pick after the show. We'll probably pick around
5 winners?
No, 1 winner.
10 winners?
That's like that Peyton Manning commercial. 2 million pizzas. 2 million pizzas.
Okay,
no, 1 million pizzas,
how about this? Everybody's a winner. I'll put a discount code for an Elgato in the description. And then one person, one lucky grand prize winner, will get a free Elgato. And we will pick in about 3 hours from now. We'll get on and choose someone at random.
I was going to say, though, like, there's not a lot of traffic, but every time I'm sitting there, like, posting like I'm on my way to work or something, I always want to do that, like stop the tweet or the Facebook message like in the middle of a word, like those commercials where they're talking about texting while you're driving. On my way to, like, I don't know. But I have caught myself watching the Cleveland show and kind of swerving over to the little side, you know, where you hit that little, where the concrete's all fucked up and it's like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've caught myself doing that a few times, and
That's
like,
there to remind you not to do that. Like,
yeah.
It's supposed to make noise so that you don't crash and die a lot.
Hey, so TGB Kyle brought up there's a sub issue, like there's a YouTube glitch, and I'm not gonna say what he says the glitch is because I don't want everybody running out to do it. But I think that if people are doing that glitch, all they're doing is giving themselves dead subs that are going to get cleaned out by YouTube, you know, in the next 3 months. So fucking go for it, and you're an idiot.
And I have a lot of dead subs, and I don't want any more. So
yeah.
And also, real quick in the chat, people are talking about, like, you know, the better racing games like Forza and stuff like that. Listen, Need for Speed is more like your arcade racing type of game. It's not. It's different from Forza. Forza is a beast. You know, Forza is like simulated racing. It's a really, really fun and great game. No one's comparing. Definitely wasn't comparing it, but Need for Speed is definitely fun if you like to just, you know, roam around and drive around and crash into things like that. They have a Criterion engine, which is Criterion obviously is the people that made Burnout. And Burnout, if you like crashes and stuff like that, that's your type of game. Speed and crashing and just driving around and having fun. That's Need for Speed.
You're making it sound like San Francisco Rush, man.
Yeah, it's a lot like I don't know if anybody's ever played Burnout. They know the crash sequences. They know the slow motion crashes and stuff like that. Need for Speed and Burnout basically is the same game now with the way they did the new one, and it's really cool. I mean, I like it because it's arcadey, and I'm not really into simulated racing. There it is, right there, Burnout Paradise.
I will put all of your racing games to shame though, and just name drop the best one ever.
I'm waiting.
Mario Kart, bitches.
False. Come on now. Who here played Rush 2 or San Francisco Rush?
I didn't.
I remember that game on the arcade. I used to play that at the arcade. In the wheel inside the little what do you in the arcades they had like the actual thing over you and you're just sitting.
Yeah. But the fun thing about that game is it was like the first physics-based car game, and they just had this giant stunt track, and you could just ramp and go like 1,000 feet up in the air and hit the ceiling and crash. And they had a lot of secret paths. I mean, I sound like I'm overselling it, but this is a game on the N64 that played like Burnout, and your car would get smashed all to shit, and you would hit it, and it would count like 8 rolls, and it wasn't cheesy. Like you hit a ramp that's predetermined 8 rolls. Like it had a physics to it, and it was really hard to land and stuff.
Yeah, I never really played 64 that much, but I do know that game. I used to like playing it at the arcade. I remember that.
Ridge Racer 6 was the last game I think racing game I played. Like I actually played.
Rage Racer was awesome.
Baby.
Hey, real quick, we're at over our hour, but I want to know, Drift0r, what do you think of the Wii U? Have you had a chance to look at it? Have you been down to the GameStop to play it?
I don't care about the Wii U. There are no games on the Wii that I want to play. Super Mario Galaxy's fun, but I had it for a while and I kind of got bored with it. And I'm not like a big Zelda fan. I can't play what's that game, Super Smash Brothers, with my wife, because when she loses, she gets extremely mad and won't talk to me. And there's no games for me to play, so I don't really care what system the Wii U has until they make a game that's interesting to me as a 25-year-old gamer as opposed to a 5-year-old gamer. I won't be interested in it.
Right. I can see that. I have had a chance to just kind of fool with their humongous controller. I mean, the thing is literally this big. It's like that, right? And then it's probably half deep as well, you know, half higher. Touchscreen, it's kind of fun. It's awkward though. But I had a chance to play some multiplayer and whatnot, and it was kind of cool. I would say that I'd probably be excited to play it for about a half an hour, and then it's something that, yeah, like I wouldn't ever play. My kid would love it. My 10-year-old would die to have it and play it, but
it's $350.
Yeah, it is more expensive, and it'll be interesting to see if Nintendo actually stocks the shelves this year with the Wii U, or if they let it go out.
Just something I briefly read. Nintendo said that they will actually be shipping the game at a loss.
What?
They'll be shipping what?
They will be shipping the system out at a loss to the company.
No way. Nintendo's never sold a product at a loss.
I promise you, they said that they're shipping it as a loss as of right now.
Maybe they said that. Doesn't mean that they probably did. That's just That's just not. That doesn't even sound normal.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, why would you make your flagship something that you're going to lose money on?
Do it.
They're saying
Microsoft and Sony sell their systems at a loss.
Yeah, they sell their systems. I know Microsoft and Sony do it, but I didn't think Nintendo would.
Look, Nintendo Wii U will be sold at a loss. 3DS starts to turn a profit. Blah 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 blah.
Wait, what is that on that you're reading?
I'm reading it on Engadget.com right now, but it's on other places, I think.
Was anybody else expecting him to say Quarantube?
Yeah.
But anyways,
I don't know. I was waiting to see like what site he was on, because
people are saying that it's a PR stunt, and it might be, but basically, I think what they're saying is, let's see. Loss leader products are somewhat of a new trend for Nintendo, which only started selling hardware at a loss recently. On the upside, the company's CEO said the 3DS is back in the black. Basically, they're saying they were taking a loss on the 3DS at first. I think what they're saying is now that they've got everything in the Wii U to manufacture, it's going to cost them more than they thought. So at first, they're going to be selling the systems at a loss of profit.
Yeah, they'll end up making money.
They'll end up making it back through game sales and stuff like that. But like the difference is the Wii, as far as I know, it came out selling for a profit, and they sold more consoles than games.
God bless you.
Like the Wii, that could turn around and bite them in the ass if they're not making any profit off the games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up.
Hey, when are we doing this? When are we doing this giveaway? We're almost
for reals,
dude.
For reals, man.
Dude, did I not just explain that?
we're pretty much done with the podcast, I would say. So we're gonna wrap the podcast up and then do the giveaway. Am I correct, Josh?
We're gonna do the giveaway in like 2 hours. We'll let people have time to come to the video and watch it and stuff like that. So it'll be in like 2 hours. We'll contact whoever it is via Twitter and let them know that they won, and then you can private message your address and name to my channel, and I'll have the. So yeah, 2 hours after this podcast ends, that's when we'll pick. Okay, everybody got it now. I mean, damn.
That is fine, Josh. But the only thing that I do not like about that ideal is the fact that someone that did not even come to the podcast can still win the Elgato. So I
agree.
That's it's cool either way though. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Cinematic's trying to win. He's just going to make a junk Twitter account.
Right.
I have one.
Yeah, I got one too.
But you're going to have two and run them through each other, and you can Elgato your Elgato.
You know what? 2 hours is enough time, and realistically, not everybody can make it. People have lives outside of YouTube, so
that's correct.
If they come, you got no subs. Why you gotta go upload a video? You got no subs. If they come and watch it afterwards, I'm totally cool with that. It still supports the podcast just as much as them being here right now.
So anybody that was here, they don't have to come back in 2 hours. We need to clarify that.
No, you don't have to come back in 2 hours. Click the tweet. The link's in the description. Do that. In 2 hours, we'll choose.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. And we will definitely be tweeting it out and all that kind of stuff, so everybody knows that we're not dickheads.
Yep. Yeah, we'll announce the winner on our Twitters. So, all right, are we wrapping this up?
I think we are.
What if they don't have Twitter? Oh, then they can't even have.
Sorry.
If they do not have Twitter, then they are not socially.
Let me put it to you this way.
That's one of my favorite things when I tell people all the time. They're like, "Hey, can I play with you in an open lobby?" And I'm like, "Sure, just follow me on Twitter." I don't have a Twitter. Well, start one.
Yeah, Twitter is free. Feel free to go make one. Click to tweet link. You can be entered at that point. I mean, it's not rocket science. Whatever.
See, I don't even go by my YouTube subscribers anymore. I go by my Twitter followers.
Right.
That's where I tweet everything. I tweet when my videos are out. When my video's out, it's out. Go watch it.
Well, unfortunately, I have dead tweeters too.
You have dead Twitter followers?
I have dead everything.
Yeah, stop buying them.
What is wrong with you, man? How do you have so many dead things?
All right.
Well, because I've had a Twitter for a long time.
Let's wrap this up. Drifter's getting crazy eyes over here. He's like, dude, you told me an hour. It's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Hungry. She demands food.
All right, so Drifter, will you do our outro? Will you say goodbye and thanks for coming and everything for us?
We didn't even do our shout-outs.
Right.
Hey, give us an in-depth...
No shout-outs.
No shout-outs today?
No shout-outs today.
Damn, all right.
Let's have an in-depth show closing.
Well, guys, that's all for this episode. I hope that you learned something useful and that you enjoyed the show. As for me, I'm out. Walk, be sure to say goodbye.
Peace, peace, peace.
Optimus Magnum.
Peace and chicken.
And Cinematic, or the bald hobo.
He said the black bald hobo.
I thought it said the black bobo.
do you like how Drifter all of a sudden just like broke out his commentator voice? He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed this podcast." It was freaking awesome.
His wife too. She's waving in the corner, and he is just. Like,
yeah, say bye. Say bye. Say bye, ladies.
Bye.
Jessica, say goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Everybody, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. Slap a like on the video, and we'll announce the winner of the Elgato in a couple hours. Drifter, thank you for coming on, man. It was a pleasure having you.
Same here.
All right.
Hey, we don't.